Hey guys, this is Dave with Blue Line Battle Sports, and today I'm going to be covering a local loadout, and oh my god, fellas, I honestly think the speed softers are onto something. Alright, so, I know I said speed soft at the beginning of the video, and automatically I can hear the moans and groans coming through the computer screen, and oh my god, speed soft's the devil, and I can't believe he's going to do speed soft, and blah blah blah. Well, I'm not. What I've basically done is I have made a modified law enforcement loadout based off of a battle belt. And that kind of sort of fits in that whole speed soft mentality of loadouts. But there's a reason why I did it. Down here in Florida, it is extremely hot during the summertime. I've tried everything from harnesses to tack vests, and honestly, trying to stay cool out here is a nightmare when your heat index is over 100 degrees. So what I did is I just went down for a battle belt loadout. All right, so what the battle belt loadout allows me to do is to stay cool while I'm playing, and also, I'm finding that it helps me move around a lot. I've gotten a little bigger, a little older in my age, obviously. So this actually really helps out. It's not a ton of gear, and it's got everything I need to play. Now, this loadout is designed for a walk-on game, okay? It's not designed for your Milsim games. There's other things that I have for Milsim. Maybe I'll cover them in the future when I go to a Milsim game. But right now, I just want to cover my basic local loadout, because that really is what the Use of Force Tour is. It's all about your local stuff. Your local fields, your local players, and since I haven't been able to get out to a field because of a work injury, I am just kind of focusing on my loadout this time. I really do hope, though, when I get out there, that I can hit you guys up and see what you guys are running in this god awful heat during the summer, because we don't want to stop playing. Right? All right. So first and foremost, I gotta stress iPro. It's the most important piece of gear in your loadout. Okay, it just is. It protects your eyes. God only gave you two, and they don't grow back. So what I've gone with is the I-Force. Now, a lot of people are going to ask me, well, if you're trying to stay cool, why aren't you just wearing glasses? Well, that's a valid point. However, I've lost a tooth playing this sport. It costs $2,500 to get a replacement for it. The I-Fours are lightweight. They have a great field of vision, and they don't fog, which is the most important thing I can think of off the top of my head. As to why I would wear these. I'm not pulling them away from my face in the middle of the game trying to get air through them. And honestly, the humidity in Florida is such, or actually the humidity across the entirety of the southeast this time of year is such that a lot of the products I've used will fog. So that's why I use the I-Force. Now, they're pricey. A lot of people will talk about, well, they're $100 or $150 or whatever the price is these days. Another option is the Dye SEs. I used these earlier in the season. It was overcast, it was on and off rain, it was humid, and again, no fog. Dye has mastered the no fog technology. It's an amazing mask. Also, it's a hard mask as opposed to the soft mask on the I-Fours, so you don't have to worry about BBs even impacting you a little bit. It's a great mask, and it's like a $35 price point. It's really cheap, and it works really, really well. As far as my loadout, my pistol belt loadout, the whole point of this video, I suppose, this is it right here. The products on here, everything on here is U.S. military gear, is the name of the product, USMG. You can pick it up at mcsus.com. Some of the products have changed, just they phased out. For example, my admin pouch, here it is. My admin pouch has been phased out. They just don't carry them. They don't make them this way anymore. There's another admin pouch, but not this particular one. But let me show you first off why I even carry an admin pouch. Really, the field that I play at the most, dead reg. They require you have one. A lot of events do, or they prefer you do, and it also helps, obviously, with not getting shot again. Also, I can carry some extra speed loaders in there if I want to, because I carry very limited mags on my loadout. So next, we're going to the dump pouch. Looks like a little handcuff case, and it's small. I like it. It's compact. It's out of the way until I need it. Then it folds out. I can put about 5-6 magazines in here, which is more than enough for me, and that works really well. Then we'll go to my mag pouches. Simple mag pouches. We all have them. We all love them. I carry two. Local games, I'll use probably less than 300 rounds a game. So if I'm running mid-caps, which I do, I will have 450 rounds, including what's in the gun. If I decide I want to run a high cap because I want to shoot a lot and just be a general nuisance, that gives me 900 rounds if I want to spray and pray. So I have options with it. It works. Also, if I'm running my HPA setup, I run a 3000 PSI, 26 cubic inch tank. I put a vertical tank pouch right there. and that'll run. I can put my radio pouch right here if I'm doing longer games. But when I put extra weight on here, I do like to use suspenders just to take the weight off of my hips, because it is actually bad for your back. And having been in law enforcement for 20 years or more, I honestly need something like that. My back has been carrying tons of weight around my hips for years, and so that helps. It will relieve a lot of that pressure. For you younger guys out there that are like, well, I don't need it. You will. For you older guys that are like, hey, that's not a bad idea. It's not. So Condor suspenders are cheap. If you want to do something a little fancier, you can go with Blackhawk, or you can go with 511. Personally, I like the Condor ones. They're cheap. They work. It's perfect for me. Now, I still is based on a law enforcement loadout. I'm currently in corrections, so obviously we don't carry magazine pouches. We do have a bunch of admin crap on our belt. We also have pepper spray, radios, and the belt they do get kind of heavy. So for airsoft, carrying M4s, I have M4 pouches. It's just based off of that idea. It's not a direct impression of a law enforcement loadout. Those are actually uncomfortable if you've ever worn for any length of time. If you guys are wondering what I'm going to do with a pistol, I typically don't carry them. I just don't see a need for them in walk-on games, and even in Milsim games, I've really never had a use for them. It's just something to get in the way. But if I do decide to carry them, and I do have a few, obviously in a lot of this particular battle belt has a slit down here that you can run a drop leg holster out of. On both sides, if I want to run a dump pouch too on the other leg, that's fine. I find that a lot of thigh rigs, as cool as they look, tend to bind up my movement. I don't like it, so I don't carry one. I hope you enjoyed this review of my personal loadout. If you guys have any comments, suggestions, complaints, gripes, questions, please, questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Hit them in the comments below. If I get a really good question to do an entire episode about, I'll be more than happy to do that. So again, guys, Dave with Blue Line Battle Sports. Hope to see you out on the field.